Hello, everyone, and welcome to KHM Today, your one-stop shop, I don't know, for industry news and straight up fun, because we're having so much fun here at Hilton La Romana. And you guys can see the crew behind me is here from the fam. Yay! You guys, we've had the best time, so much fun at this property, and we're hoping at the end of the show, the general manager, Carlos, will come on and welcome all of you to the property. We have so much fun today. We've got some incredible guests with us. First, I want to mention that we have a new website and someone carrying luggage. It is check-in time. We have a new website for KHM Today, so be sure to check that out, khmtoday.com. If you're looking for episode information on upcoming speakers, and KHM at Home segments, that's your place to go from now on. We have had such fun here this week. We have visited Sanctuary Cap Cana, we have visited Hyatt Ziva and Zilara, and of course we've spent some great time here learning all about Playa Resort. So thanks so much for hosting us. Jermaine's over here in the corner. Maybe he'll pop on the screen later as well. So you guys, this week we are celebrating so much. First of all, we are celebrating Pride Month. We are celebrating Donald Duck's birthday, so Eva Garfield's here. But before we celebrate much more, let's welcome Chantel Nye with the headlines from the education team here at KHM Travel Group. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Send these guys back to the pool.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Great to see everybody.
Fun and such a good group.
Absolutely. Well, we'll get to the headlines so you guys can get back to the pool. How does that sound?
All right. It's all you.
All right. So first up, we have updated Punta Mita awaits. So are you familiar with Punta Mita? Punta Mita is the luxury enclave north of Puerto Vallarta, on the northern edge of the Bay of Banderas, and I am lucky enough to be the KHM host for the Grand Palladium Puerto Vallarta Resort and Spa FAM next week. I'm so excited to come to this area. So they are having a lot of updates there. Of course, their health and safety protocol for Mexico, they're still being very careful, but this wonderful community has added new inventory to the rental programs for luxury homes and villas to rent. Because with COVID, there are so many families that are wanting to travel and stay together. Homes range from 2 to 3 bedroom apartments to 5 to 8 bedroom villas, excuse me, with private beach access. Also, they have a new surf club. So a good friend of mine who learned how to surf last year actually learned in Punta Mita, because evidently it's one of the best places for beginner surfers to learn because of the bay. So it's called El Surf Club. The new beach club welcomes members, resort guests, and villa renters to enjoy surf rentals and instruction from a local surfer. For those who prefer to stay on dry land, they have kickback at the beach club with a menu of cocktails, a live DJ, coastal cuisine, and the menu includes seafood, tacos, burgers, and other barefoot luxury cuisine. I love that, barefoot luxury cuisine.
I wonder what that means.
Exactly. And then finally, they are also, in the next 5 years, they have a restoration for their golf courses as well, the Pacific and Bahia golf courses. So if you haven't heard of this area of Punta Mita, look at all the wonderful resorts and stay tuned next week, because we're going to be there as well at the Grand Palladium.
Yay!
Yay, I'm so excited. All right, next up. So we've all heard about the craziness about renting cars in Hawaii. People are actually renting from U-Haul places because the demand is so high. So there is a new rideshare company called Holo Holo. Say that 3 times fast. It's a locally owned rideshare company launched in May, and they are servicing Oahu, Maui, Kauai, Hawaiian Island, and Lanai. So the founder he currently serves as the CEO of Speedy Shuttle. I think we've all heard of Speedy Shuttle, right? He says Hello Hello is not a direct competitor of rideshare, Uber and Lyft. It's just another option. And they want to keep it local. They want to keep it for the Hawaiian Islands. So it's much like other rideshare companies, connecting drivers and riders via a smartphone app, which is amazing. So, and they will not make real-time adjustments on fares known as surge pricing. He does not want to do that. So it's for military, for riders who need a driver pre-approved to enter US military bases, assist riders that have mobility issues, extra large vehicles that can accommodate up to 5 passengers, luxury vehicles for premium vehicles with high-rated drivers, and for people who want green, they have hybrid or electric vehicles. So you want to download this app. You can find it on Google Play or the Apple Store. A valid credit card is needed to sign up for the service, and users can also go to the website, enter a mobile telephone number, email, and valid credit card, and that's another way that you can sign up for this. So I think it's amazing. I think it's wonderful, and it's keeping everything local.
Right. Way to solve a problem, right?
Right, exactly. Outside of the box.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this just hit me this week, national park reservations.
Can you believe it? Unbelievable. So I know I found this out when we were in Las Vegas, Red Rock. You had to make a reservation. So now you're going to want to visit the websites of the national parks. Most of them you can find on recreation.gov. And find out what you have to do. But for example, Yosemite National Park, you will have to make a reservation every day through September 30th. So go on to the recreation.gov website. It's going to give you instructions on how to do that. Rocky Mountain National Park, now through October 11th. Again, recreation.gov. Acadia National Park, you're going to go on Acadia's website. This is through October 19th, and you'll have to make reservations to drive Cadillac Summit Road. Glacier National Park, again, is complete without you have to make a reservation to drive down Going to the Sun Road, but you're going to have to do a little extra planning. So through September 6th, you have to make reservations. Again, recreation.gov. Haleakala National Park. You did have to make reservations with them, and that still is required. So again, recreation.gov. So go on there and make your reservations. If you have any questions on any national park, go to the website to find that out, because you don't want your clients showing up and not being able to get in.
Great information.
So this is something fun. So we all know about Eurail passes all over Europe and how wonderful they are. So guess what? Amtrak thought, all right, we're going to relaunch our US Rail Pass, which is amazing. So it's a new and affordable way to make multi-segment train journeys across America. It will allow customers to take up to 10 rides to see the country and explore the sites of Amtrak's 500 destinations. Now through June 22nd, the USA Rail Pass is available for $2.99, a savings of $200 off the regular price of $4.99. Customers can take advantage of the special introductory offer and will pay less than $30 per ride for 10 travel segments over 30 days. So you can go to amtrak.com/USA Rail Pass. And the Rail Pass allows up to 10 segments in a 30-day period, beginning with the customer's first trip, and is valid to use within 120 days of the pass purchase. Right now, it's for coach seats. You are not able to upgrade to business class or private room accommodations. That's not available at this time. Okay, but
you have to wonder what made them. You have to wonder what took them so long.
Yeah, I know. Well, people are domestic, they're traveling domestically, with COVID. And I'm so glad that they brought this back just to, make it easier for us to be able to book it.
Great.
And then last but not least, who doesn't want a sunset concierge? I do. So the Hilton Aruba Caribbean Resort and Casino offers now a sunset concierge. So this exclusive package allows you to book a delicious 5-course dinner and enjoy a sunset. You can choose your location around the resort. So you could dine poolside, a private beach cabana, the tropical garden, or one of the waterfalls. Or if you're looking for an adventure, you can even watch a sunset from a private kayak tour with a guide. How cool is that? Or you can go outside the resort and book a private dinner for 2 that includes an island excursion to several locations, including the DVD trees near Castleberry Rock Formation and other locations. It is available, dinner is available at 5 p.m. and costs $150 per couple, not including tip. Off-property island journeys are available for $100 per couple. You have to make reservations 24 hours in advance, beginning at 1 p.m. in the lobby. And the guests will be escorted to a personal sunset concierge that will help them with their plans. I'm sold.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Thank you so much for being here. Perhaps we can get the headlines live from Puerto Vallarta next week. What do you think?
We're going to try. We're going to try.
A shout out. Oh, thanks, Chantal. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Have fun.
All right, you guys, I am so excited to welcome our first guest. She is Director of Sales at the Godfrey Hotel in Chicago, overseeing the events and sales team on that property, as well as day-to-day operations. Sandy also sits on the board of directors for IGLTA, the International LGBTQ Plus Travel Association. I think I got it right, Sandy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So I should start by saying that this segment is sponsored by Disney Destinations. I got to get that plug in there, celebrating the opening of the Avengers campus at Disneyland, along with the 50th anniversary starting in October. There's so much to smile about when it comes to Disney Destinations. So there you go. You are sponsored today by Disney. How does that sound?
It sounds amazing. Actually, Disney has been a longtime partners of IGLTA, so we absolutely love Disney.
Absolutely. So June is Pride Month. And so, you know, here at KHM Travel Group and KHM Today, we are really trying to focus on providing our viewers with, you know, resources and information to really help to sell inclusively to this market. And I was really impressed with the website that IGLTA has. The amount of information that is on it is incredible. And it answers so many questions that, quite frankly, we get on our Facebook group daily for hotels and properties and destinations that are inclusive. So what is the goal of oh gosh,
So many letters, I know.
Goodness, what is the goal behind this organization?
Well, thank you so much, Carolyn, for having me, and thank you for acknowledging and recognizing IGLTA. IGLTA, International Gay and Lesbian Travel Association. It is just that. It is the hub for anything IGLTA related and allies for sure. If you're looking to go, to Japan, or if you're looking to go to Egypt, IGLTA not only has the resources to help you plan that trip, but we have that personal connection with people that are in all these countries that can just really truly help you with that experience. And when you're traveling, no matter who you are or what you're looking to do, it's always good to find that connection where, if it's a family of 5, with a dog, where are pet-friendly parks, and, where's the safest place for my family to go? Same thing with an IGLT or LGBTQ plus traveler. Safety is the #1 concern. And IGLTA just is that hub that you can go there and look at these destinations and look at the partners and see who truly supports the LGBTQ plus community in any country.
Well, and that was what was so surprising to me. If you look at your leadership team and the board of directors. It is truly global.
Yes, yes.
How did that happen? I mean, really, like, a lot of countries, and countries that you might not think of, are represented on the board and in the leadership team.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, because we are global, we are a global organization, and gay and lesbian rights, gay and lesbian transgender rights, gay and lesbian transgender ally, like all of that is important. So it's how do you find a hub that embraces everything related to the community that is LGBTQ plus. It's not just a United States thing. It's not just a, South America. It's not, they're everywhere. We're everywhere, and whether, you are actual part of the community, or you are an ally, everyone is everywhere, so to be global, it's basically just saying that, LGBTQ plus people are literally everywhere, which, is the truth. So, one of my first experiences with IGLTA, the first convention was in Brazil. And, it was incredible just to see really how many countries are represented, and to actually be able to talk to someone that's in Egypt, and, him saying, come on over to Egypt. These are where the LGBTQ plus friendly destinations are, and hotels are, and restaurants are, because the average traveler, there were a lot of countries that unfortunately are not accepted of gays and lesbians, but there are a lot of countries that are, and there are a lot of countries that have, kind of an underground, if it's not accepted, there always are gays and lesbians everywhere, and transgender everywhere. And to be able to go to this convention and really learn more about the countries and the people that are actually there, you're touching them, you're able to have these conversations, they're able to tell you, about their country, and, just how progressive they are. So it's important to us that every single country has a voice, and are truly represented, and that definitely goes all the way through across our board of directors.
That's amazing. We have had several discussions over the last few weeks on this program and within the company about how to be successful when working with the LGBTQ plus community. What are some tips that you have for us as advisors to be inclusive and to ask the right questions?
I would say listening, and it sounds like it's so easy, but, sometimes travelers, and if they are not familiar with a travel agent, they're calling an agency, or they're calling whoever and saying, hey, my partner and I want to go, XYZ, immediate partner. Partner it could be a heterosexual partner, or it can be an LGBTQ plus, but it's, it's asking questions, it's, are you looking for, double beds, or do you want, a king size bed? And even just changing the verbiage of what you normally use. For example, I looked at our website, and I work for a hotel in Chicago, and I've been, part of my thing is marketing, and making sure that when we're sending out marketing pieces, that they're not, just a white man and a white woman, because that's not representation of who our guests are. But taking it a step further, and looking when people are submitting RFPs for weddings, and I noticed a glitch because we just changed our system over, where it said husband's name, or future husband or future wife, or his name or her name. And I'm like, absolutely not. It needs to say, my name and my partner's name. So just making sure that you're listening to what your guests are saying, and asking them, what kind of environment are you looking for? Obviously focusing on safety, and making sure that when you are booking for LGBTQ plus, that, safety is the number one concern. But of course, people want to have fun. But just asking the questions of what exactly that they're looking to do. And, this goes for, anyone in general, like a regular guest, but, are they looking for the gay part of the city or country that they're going to, finding out, just the best routes, and, just the safest way to go about. And again, if they're going to a destination that may not be the friendliest, but that is friendly,
Yep.
You know, just making sure that you're pointing them also in the direction of maybe there's a chamber, or maybe there's something for sure for any LGBTQ plus traveler. But always, you know, and also being able to direct them to the IGLTA.org website, because every single country, every single city is literally represented. And, you know, if you're looking for something a little bit more detailed, you can always just send us an email and say, hey, I have someone going to Antarctica. Who can you connect me with? And I can guarantee you all of our members are always happy to talk to any travel agent and or guests that are coming to their location.
I love it. Well, and let's say that website one more time, iglta.org. So impressed with the travel guides were super helpful, and that's the information that tells you which locations are friendly, and I think it's friendly and welcoming. You know, I think that welcoming piece is important as well, because you want to feel like you're being waited on hand and foot just like everyone else. And
Right.
You know, just that same feeling. I think that's so important. We've definitely had that here this week. And I love the industry events that people can join and participate in, and then the plan your trip. I mean, this is just fantastic. The number of resources and down to the specific hotels and hotel partners that are part of the organization is just a benefit to advisors as they're starting to research.
Yeah. And if you look at our site, you'll see, I mean, there are partners from Delta to Disney to, you know, Southwest. To Hyatt, Hilton. There are so many partners because, you know, they definitely believe in the dollar, you know, and just knowing how much LGBTQ plus traveler spends, and, you know, and knowing that it goes above and beyond just, you know, a flag at, you know, Pride Month. You know, it's how you're welcoming your guests all year round, and, you know, how you're making the statement that, you know, we are welcoming, inviting to all. So it's important that whenever we're partnering with anyone, you know, that we really truly know that they stand behind LGBTQ plus travelers, in which all of our partners do, and are always welcoming.
Well, Sandy, this has been really important information and eye-opening. I hope I'm not the only one on the line that didn't, you know about this website beforehand. We should mention that you're going to be at ASTA Global Convention in August, sitting on a diversity panel. So if you guys are at that conference, I know I will be there. I hope to see you in person and hear more from you on that panel. But I can't thank you enough for opening our eyes today and being here and sharing this great information.
Thank you so much for having me, Carolyn. This has been great. And if I could just mention one other thing, our global convention is coming up in Atlanta, September 8th through the 11th. And, you know, that's just a great opportunity for people to come and, you know, take some classes. There's a lot of sessions that go on. IGLTA also has a foundation side of things that just, you know, does amazing work, as well as amazing work in other countries where they sponsor different students that are looking to come to the States, or looking to come to our global convention and, you know, say that, hey, I'm out and I'm proud, and, you know, and meet other people. So we're looking forward to welcoming people back again for this convention. It's great to be able to say we're going to a convention in September.
Well, I can't wait to see you in Chicago in August. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Carolyn. See you.
Take care. Oh, you guys, such an important organization. And I'm telling you, go to that website. The resources are incredible. So our next guest, I am so excited to have on. We've only met once in person, and I would like to welcome Michelle. And of course, Michelle, I asked you how to say your last name, Bakula. I have a feeling I butchered that, but Michelle's going to talk to us about finding the right words in difficult situations. And this segment is brought to you by Scenic Cruises, taking 5-star service to a whole new level, guaranteeing total relaxation and cultural immersion, both on land and at sea. Michelle, thank you for being here.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
So I have to tell you, this topic came up in a protection meeting, and everyone on the meeting was like, oh, Michelle, that's Michelle. Michelle can do that. And so please know that at KHM, you are known as the wordsmith. You have a reputation for finding the right words in the most difficult situations. So as we've been here this week, talking with agents and hearing about, the things that they struggle with and the things that they do really well, a lot of it comes down to communication. And when you get an email or a text, or even when you're on the phone and you find yourself in a tricky situation, the right words are not always easy to find. So what tips do you have for us for, just being able to find those right words in the heat of the moment, and maybe not always in the heat of the moment? Maybe we need to sit back and wait a moment.
Right. Well, yeah, that's probably the number one tip I would have. It's a little more difficult if you're on the phone doing it, but if you get a comment on social media or an email or a text, take a moment, don't reply immediately. And if it's a situation where a client is unhappy, or maybe a tough situation, you don't want to just reply with the first thing that comes to the top of your mind. Take a moment to reread it, kind of take your emotion out of it for a moment. Make sure you're not imagining that it's a certain tone, or that a word was used when it wasn't. So just make sure you take a reread of it, read it again, and then collect your thoughts. So think of what you're going to say, review any notes if you have, past emails or past texts from that client. Make sure you understand where they're coming from possibly, or what might be the root of the issue. And so just make sure you're well prepared when you're going to write your response. And then we'll get into this a little later, but after you write your response, have someone else review it. They might see something from an outsider perspective of a certain word that you use that may, strike a chord with someone as not being as helpful, or might be taken the wrong way. So, always have someone else, a friend, reread it, run it by them before actually posting it or sending it.
It's really hard to gauge tone. And tone is what I think can set people off. And so do you think that if you receive an email, do you think it necessarily, do you respond back an email, or do you take that deep breath and maybe compose some thoughts on paper and then pick up the phone?
Yeah, it depends on the situation, but a lot of times a phone call is going to be your best bet to really, hear that other person out. And like you said, hear the tone of the conversation. You might think, a client is really upset, and maybe they're not that upset, and you just needed to have that conversation one-on-one. Especially with social media, if you get a negative comment or review on social media, just keep in mind that everyone can see what's on the internet of social media. So if you're carrying on this long conversation, you might not want that message on social media. So your reply might just be, hey, I'd love to chat about this more. Give me a call, or I'd be happy to reach out to you to try and to solve the situation for you. So yeah, you don't really always need to match the channel of the person that, you're receiving the message. There might be a better alternative for you.
Okay. One of the things that you've said is to avoid negative phrases. And some of those words you've mentioned to me are things like unfortunately, or bad, or don't, or no problem. What is wrong with unfortunately? Why is that a word we should stay away from? Because I use that a lot, actually.
Yeah, well, you really want to just keep things positive. Focus on solutions, not, dwelling on the problem or the issue. So those words kind of carry negative connotations. And they just, hearing like don't, or bad, or unfortunately, it makes you feel a certain way. It makes you feel, like there was an issue, and maybe it's bigger than you had even imagined. So just avoiding those negative phrases. And you mentioned no problem. I know that's one that we tend to say a lot.
No worries, that's the other one. No problem, no worries.
No worries. So that implies that maybe there was a problem, or was a need for a worry. So, just saying you're welcome instead of focusing on those other phrases is a good alternative there. Just to keep everything positive as much as possible.
Okay, but really it's about taking a deep breath, having someone review your words, and checking your notes to make sure that you're clear on the communication before you actually send the communication.
Absolutely. And then also, you don't want to place blame when you're responding. It might be easy if maybe you feel that you're not at fault for the situation and it was something out of your control, whether it be, the client misunderstood or a problem at a resort or, something that's beyond your control. It might be easy to say, well, it's not my fault, but really don't try and place blame. That's not going to solve anything. Really focus on, the solution and understanding where they're coming from.
I feel like I want a matrix of, I want to say this, but you're going to tell me what I should say. I feel like that's what I need to see. So if you want to say this is the positive way to say that. That's what I feel like is our next step in this conversation, is to come up with words that are going to give you that friendly spin.
Right. Absolutely. You want to avoid negative verbs, like I can't help with that. You never want to really say I don't know, even if you don't know. I mean, always spin it to, well, let me look into that, or I'll get back to you. You don't want to just leave a person.
You don't want to say things like, well, I told you I recommended the travel protection, but you said.
Absolutely. Yes. That's something to avoid for sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I mean, this is just the start of an ongoing conversation. And I think that the more agents can put these things out on paper and more or less write themselves a script, the better off they are when these things come up and you're not expecting it. So I know I have certain things that I write down just so that I don't fumble over my words.
Yes. Yeah, always jot it down. Like I said, don't just send off the first thing that you write down. Kind of take a moment with it. And obviously you don't want to wait a very long time to respond and sit on it, but you can definitely take time, collect your thoughts, make sure you're using the right words. And practice, as you do it more often, you'll become more comfortable with it.
Perfect. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your wise words. Oh, wordsmith.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
All right, you guys, it's time to celebrate. Our next guest is one of my favorite. She needs very little introduction. So not only do I get to come to you live from the beach, I get to share the screen with two of my favorite people, Eva Garfield, Business Development Manager for Disney Destinations, and Virginia Ambushemi, who I think is joining us from her car in Louisiana. But anytime Eva's on, VA loves to come on as well. So welcome both of you. It's time to celebrate all things Disney. There's Eva. Oh, I don't know that we can hear you though, Eva.
How about now?
Now we can hear you. So
Hi
yay,
there.
it's Donald Duck's birthday. Like, does it get any better?
Can't get any better than today.
I mean, maybe Mickey's birthday, but we laughed so hard because you didn't know this when I said, well, could you come on the 9th? It's Donald Duck's birthday.
Well, you reminded me, I just think of the 9th and how busy our calendars are. And of course, it should be written on all of the national calendars, worldwide calendars, that today is Donald Duck's birthday. Indeed, Donald Duck made his debut in the Silly Symphonies 87 years ago on today, 1934, in Wise Little Hen. And we think about all of the years of laughter that Donald Duck has brought into the lives and the hearts of millions of fans all around the world. He's quite the character, a little mischievous and a little bit of a temper, but a great friend to Mickey Mouse, and certainly has starred in many films over the years, and even has a star on the Hall of Fame in Hall of Fame in California. So
I didn't realize that.
Yes, you can, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So yes, you can see that there as well. So it is a happy day for sure.
Well, and I love watching, if you look back at old movies, I love watching how he's morphed into what he looks like today. And I believe that for all of them, all of the characters have kind of done this slow transition. So it's pretty neat to see. Well, we are celebrating because there's so much to celebrate, not just Donald Duck's birthday, but Disneyland is open. And that's huge. How has that been going and what's the response been?
Wonderful. Obviously, we are thrilled to have been able to reopen the Disneyland Resort on April 30th. And just last week on June 4th, Avengers Campus opened at California Adventure Park, where we are training and recruiting a whole new generation of superheroes. The response has been fantastic from Marvel fans, and there's so much going on between the Web Slinger, Spider-Man Adventure, the new attraction, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. There's encounters with many superheroes, as well as great food and beverage at Pim's Test Kitchen, Shawarma Place, merchandise, and much more. And we're pleased to announce that starting the 15th, that the Disneyland Resort will open to non-California residents. Right now, it's restricted just to California residents, but that will change very soon. And we're getting ready to also open our other two resorts at the Disneyland Resort, both the Disneyland Hotel as well as Paradise Pier. So a lot of excitement. There is so much love for the Disneyland Resort, as I know you both are big fans of the happiest place on earth. So to answer your question, the response has been full of excitement and relief as well, that we all have this beloved destination to visit once again.
It's someplace that I know I have missed visiting. If we're on the campus, like where visually, I know that what was Tower of Terror is now part of that campus. Where is the rest of it? Like in my mind, I'm trying to visualize where the rest of this is going because I've looked at all the pictures.
Yes, well, we have maps that are available to see exactly where the layout is at California Adventure Park. Tower of Terror was changed to Guardians of the Galaxy several years ago, so it's all in that same area. But then we have added the additional attraction as well as the food and beverage. The whole web brigade in that area. So for our travel advisors here on the line today, we do have the maps available to see specifically where those layouts are, because it does help to get yourself familiarized with that location.
But it's all
Awesome.
in California Adventure, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. And now just as a reminder for the Disneyland Resort, really, really important, kind of I have to mention it, is that guests visiting the Disneyland Resort do need to have valid park reservations. So this is in addition to entrance. It's the same at Walt Disney World Resort. So that is an additional step as advisors that we have to guide our guests to make sure we're looking at the availability calendar. We're still under reduced capacity. So just want to make sure you mentioned in the great segment that Chantel was talking about national parks and having to make reservations. There's a lot of similarity with that because of capacity. So I do want to mention that, because as travel resumes for a lot of families all around the country, and excitement to be able to go to Disneyland Resort is definitely an important step to check.
Excellent. And so the next thing we have to celebrate, 50th anniversary starting in October. One of the agents here this week is actually going to be there on October 1st, and I'm so jealous. And I said, one of the things we see is the merchandise. Like, I'm so excited to see the swag that they are going to come out with. What do we have to look forward to for this celebration? Do you have any insight for us?
Well, we have announced, it is very exciting. 50 years when you think about it, and those on the audience in the audience today and may watch later on, many of us were infants, toddlers when we first came into the Walt Disney World Resort. Now taking our own grandchildren, it's pretty extraordinary. The Walt Disney World holds so many memories for millions of guests. So this 50th anniversary, we still have information we haven't shared just yet. And in Disney fashion, we want to help build up that excitement. But we did announce on October 1st, which is the anniversary of the 50th anniversary, it's going to be, first of all, an 18-month long celebration. So for those that can't arrive on the 1st or that week of, That's okay. We are going to celebrate this milestone for 18 months. And so we have announced, of course, the new iridescent decor that will take place at all 4 theme parks and some of our iconic locations. Mickey and Minnie will have their special outfits to celebrate the 50th. And of course, Remy Ratatouille's adventure will open on October 1st. And there's a new, which I can't wait, a new quick service and table service restaurant, Le Crêperie, which is also located in that same area in the France Pavilion. So more to come. We will definitely share additional details as we get closer. The good thing is that for advisors on the line, we have marketing materials now to share via DisneyTravelAgents.com to just go ahead and share that excitement with your clients. And again, as a reminder, it's 18-month-long celebration.
So there's time for us to book, VA. There's time for us to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
Exactly, because just like with park reservations, if you look right now, I know this is a timely call today, Magic Kingdom has already filled capacity at this point. So the other 3 theme parks are still available. So if you do have guests that are looking to come, is precisely on the 1st, definitely want to take a look at that availability calendar.
Wow. That's amazing. VA,
Eva, have you been back in the section in France where Ratatouille will be?
I have, and actually you can see it from the Skyliner.
It looks amazing.
It is, and we've got a couple of preview videos that we have shared over the last couple of months, but it is interesting to see it not only from while you're in Epcot, but if you get an opportunity, guests get an opportunity to travel on the Skyliner from International Gateway at Epcot over to either the 4 resorts that connect to the Skyliner. Over to, you can actually see the attraction, well, the outside of the attraction. So
yeah, right.
But it is a favorite film, isn't it?
I do. I found myself watching it the other day, which is I don't love rats, so I always find it interesting when that's the movie I choose to tune.
Yeah.
Speaking of promotional videos, there have been a few cruise lines that have released videos, and one of them, of course, is on the Disney Wish, and it literally brings a tear to my eye because, first of all,
does.
But I think we're so we're craving cruising so bad that, you know, it just tugs at your heart. What are some of the things, because I feel like this is like the time where Disney's pulled out all the stops, and they always do that, but it's like a whole new level. What are some of the things that you are most excited about seeing on this ship?
I feel exactly the same way you and Virginia feel with the debut of the Disney Wish, which will actually debut next year, 2022, on June 9th. When I first saw that video as well and completed the training, I also, my heart beat so fast because it's such a stunning ship. And when it comes to the level of entertainment, we call it the Castle at Sea. It's the 5th jewel in the Disney Cruise Line crown, and thinking about stories from Disney and Pixar and Star Wars and Marvel, all of it is captured on this ship. So guests of all ages will be delighted. Doesn't matter if you're an adult or a child, there's something for everyone. And of course, in keeping with a Disney style, it's all about the detail. And we're just absolutely thrilled from the new dining that will be available, from Arendelle, a frozen dining adventure, to 1923 in a world of Marvel, to the beautiful Grand Hall that will welcome guests. It will have a stage there as well for entertainment. The kids at the Oceanaires Club will be amazed by Fairy Tale Hall and Avengers. As well, the Marvel Heroes Super Academy. We also have an Imagineering area as well on the ship. So Walt Disney Imagineering Lab. To my goodness, the spa, the Aqua Mouse. It could go on and on. There is just so much. I'm so glad you saw it as well. We are so excited to welcome your clients on this beautiful ship in 2022, which, by the way, the Disney Wish is sailing from Port Canaveral. So it's a great add-on to a Walt Disney World stay, for example. We'll be sailing 3 and 4 nights out of Port Canaveral with stops in Nassau, and of course, Disney's Private Island, Disney's Castaway Cay, which I know is a favorite for a lot of those on the call
It's
today.
a favorite of mine. And you guys,
It is,
haven't done-
it's really generating a lot of excitement outside of the travel agent community too, because I've had people contact me about it who aren't even my clients.
This is wonderful to hear. And you think about the adult side as well. I mean, from Palo Steakhouse to Enchante, we will have the Star Wars Lounge as well. So it'll be the Hyper Lounge. It'll be just wonderful, and we have more details to share as well as we get closer.
Well, I think the announcement couldn't have come at a better time because we were all craving something, and to see this video just made my heart swell. Before I let you go, let's talk about Pride Month. Disney is known for recognizing the month and celebrating the month. I know there's merchandise, correct?
There is, and just to pause and just say that at Disney, we certainly want to, in Pride Month, recognize the culture and the contributions of the LGBTQ plus community. At Disney, we work every day to make everyone feel welcome. And that is so very important, as Sandy had mentioned earlier in her segment. And in celebration of Pride, we have a number of things. Yes, certainly there's Pride merchandise that is available. There's special photo pass opportunities as well. There's a wonderful, unique food and beverage that guests can enjoy over at Disney Springs. And as an organization as well, the Disney organization, we certainly contribute funds and donations to those organizations around the world that do support LGBTQ plus organizations.
That's amazing. Eva, every time you come, we learn something new. We love having you here. We cannot wait to see you in person soon, right? Soon?
Yes, hopefully.
So, yes.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today from the beach, and hopefully, maybe we should do a show from Castaway Cay. What do you think about that?
I love that idea.
I can go for that.
Make that happen.
Thank you for having me, and enjoy your stay.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Bye,
Bye-bye.
VA. Enjoy the rest of your car ride. Oh, you guys. So our next guest has been sitting here patiently waiting right next to me. Anita Canada is an agent with KHM and a member of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusions team. She has been with me on this FAM this week and has been such an incredible asset. Please welcome Anita to KHM today. She's going to sit down right next to me. We've never done this before.
Hi there, how are you?
So I love this topic, Anita, because it is so hard sometimes within this industry to walk into a room where you know no one and open yourself up and just kind of be present. And we saw that this week. We've got 13 agents here, and probably half of them have never been on a FAM before. And Monday night, it was walking into the room and saying hello to people you don't know. And it's intimidating. So what sort of tips do you have for people who are new to the industry, or maybe this is just not in their personality, to walk in and be like, hey, I'm here to learn. My name is Anita. What sort of things can agents do?
One of the main things that I think that people should do, or agents should do when they walk in, look for a table that has the least amount of seats available. And sit there, introduce themselves, ask questions, find out if they're a part of our host agency, KHM. If not, try to solicit people to come over to to KHM, tell them how wonderful we are. But also what you want to do is, when you ask questions, make sure your questions are open-ended questions, because that gets people engaged in conversations. The other thing is that before you end any conversation, make sure you make that connection. Provide them with your business card. That's very important. Make sure everyone that you come in contact with at the hotel or tour operators, give them your card as well.
So I'm a big fan of when I walk into a room, it's funny because Anita and I have been discussing this for several weeks now, and you've said walk in the room and sit at the table with the least number of seats.
Right.
And my natural impression is go sit at the table by yourself with the most available seats. And then, you know, hopefully someone will sit with you. But that's kind of one of the things you said. What are some hints that you have for opening up that conversation? Like, I've always been told, ask people about themselves
Right.
and just keep talking until, because people like to talk about themselves. So the more questions you ask, the more comfortable you'll feel.
Exactly. One of the main questions I always ask, because we're in the travel industry, I ask, how long have you been doing travel? Is this it? Is this the only thing that you do? And then I want to find out, what is your specialty? You know, what is your niche? Is it groups? Is it land? Is it cruises? And that opens the door for more conversation. So, and I've met some great people on this fam. This is the first fam I've been on that everybody really connected really well. You had some people that, of course, we had a lot of people that had never, ever been on a fam before, but it's like they fit in so well. And they asked a lot of questions. And I found out I had a lot in common with some of the people that I never.
Well, and you're
Fam
so
before.
good at walking in the room and saying, hi, I'm Anita, tell me about yourself. And that's, so if you're one of those people that maybe you're not naturally an Anita, it's really good to become one in those situations, because it does put everyone at ease.
Right.
You know, that first night it was, okay, everyone, let's start talking and sit next to that person that might look more quiet.
But you did a great job also.
Well,
because
thank you.
You worked the whole room. You made sure that everybody was engaged. You know, and that's really important when you have someone from your host agency there that's representing the host agency, and she wants to make sure that everybody's comfortable and everything is going well.
Well, and I've said this a million times, and I don't know if I've said it on the show, but people have known me for years know that it's not my natural tendency to be like this. It's natural for you, right? We've talked about that. It's harder for me. I'm that person that sits at the table by themselves and waits for people to come to them.
Right.
So I have to intentionally say, okay, this is what I need to do because it's important.
Right.
It's important to make people feel welcome. And so I just thank you for your tips, because they're so important. So get out there. Don't be afraid. Walk in that room with your head held high. You work for a great host agency. You know what you're talking about. Just ask other people questions.
Questions is key.
Questions are key. So thank you, Anita.
All right. Have a great one.
Thank you. You too. See, they come and they go. Is Carlos still here? He was here. So, and I should mention that Anita's segment was sponsored by Travel Impressions, with an extensive global portfolio featuring more than 2,400 resorts and hotels and luxury villas. Travel Impressions is one of the largest tour operators that we have in our portfolio. All right, you guys, we have had such a fantastic time here at Dreams La Romana. That's what it used to be called, Hilton La Romana. I haven't made that mistake all week, but our next guest is the general manager. Please welcome Carlos Fresco to KHM today. Look how professional are we here.
Yes. It looks like a TV set.
Well, yes, it took me a while. You can see I've rearranged all the furniture out here on the patio.
Yeah.
So you guys, welcome. This is Carlos. He has been our host this week. So the first thing you did when you sat down is you did
Service from the heart. That's our
service from the heart, and that
our
is
official greeting all over the hotel. So all the staff, every time you're gonna cross them, they're gonna greet you from the heart. So that's our main feature of Playa Resorts. In every hotel, they do this from Playa.
So many of our advisors on, and so many that will watch the show at a later date on YouTube, are so familiar with Punta Cana, but maybe not La Romana. Why did we want to be selling this destination, and of course this hotel specifically?
Well, the biggest difference between Punta Cana and La Romana, we are in the Bay of Bayaibe, is that this is the real Caribbean Sea. Punta Cana is Atlantic Ocean. So you're gonna see the difference on the beach, how it looks. The sand here is white powder. The ocean is crystal clear with this turquoise colors and so transparent and always flat waters. So it's and even the climate is a little bit different, because in this hotel we have 263,000 square meters, square meters, and it's all gardens and trees. So we have like a microclimate also in this hotel, and everybody who goes to Punta Cana on the end, maybe a good percentage, they will book and buy the excursion to Saona Island, which is right in front of us. There are two very well-known islands. One is Catalina and the other one is Saona, who are right here in front. So why would you go to Punta Cana and then buy an excursion, take a bus for 45 minutes and come over here when you can just go to the beach, and one of our boats, they can take you to one of those two wonderful islands. But on the end, I believe here it's much more beautiful, I would say.
Well, I have to say, this is my first visit to the Dominican Republic, and I have been shocked by the vegetation, by the friendliness, and I have to tell you, even by the food. I have heard for years that the food tastes different in the Dominican than it does in Mexico or Jamaica, and it has been so good, like to the point where a lot of people know on here, I don't usually eat dessert. I have had dessert at every meal because it's so good, and the donuts are amazing. I don't know who makes the donuts here, but they are amazing. So just everything about this destination has been such a pleasant surprise, and the staff is super friendly. There's a water park, you guys. It's just well done. You're doing a great job because they're calling him. Very busy man.
No,
but it's really has just been a overwhelmingly pleasant surprise. I don't know what I was expecting, but this has far exceeded my expectations.
Well, that's so nice to hear, and I agree with you. Really, the food in this hotel is amazing. We have cooks from different countries. We have 8 restaurants plus 2 buffets plus 2 coffee shops in each of the 2 hotels. And in the family side or in the adult side, you have a coffee shop in each, which is open for 24 hours. And also you have Peruvian cuisine, French, Italian, you have the grill, you have the seafood, you have the Dominican restaurant, which is unbelievable, who's right on the beach. So maybe you don't want to use your shoes and you can go barefoot to that restaurant, and the Mediterranean restaurant. So we have so many options that if you don't stay here more than a week, you will not be able to try all of them. Or maybe you can eat twice. It's all inclusive, so you don't have to pay,
Well, and the other thing I love, I was walking by today, the fruit boat. I have never seen a fruit boat before on a property, and it literally is a boat on the beach, and they are just cutting fresh fruit for everyone that's there. So a totally unique experience that I've never seen anywhere else.
Yes, Dominican, here they produce everything. We don't have to import absolutely nothing. So that is also an advantage for the DR. And fruits, they come from the north of the island. And we have all sort of tropical fruits also, plus the normal fruits that everybody knows. But you have also to ask that they give you to try the local fruit, which are a little bit different,
Awesome. Well, you guys, we're going to see if Jermaine is on here at the bar, and we should mention that this segment live from Hilton La Romana is sponsored by our partners at American Airlines Vacations. They, of course, sell all Playa properties, and there are savings to be earned when you book your clients with American Airlines Vacations when you book air and hotel together. They can earn miles, they can use miles, and you have book now, pay later options. So let's see, Robbie, can you tell me if Jermaine is at the bar? And if not, that's okay. We will just close out the show. But he's still there. There he is. Can we hear you though?
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
All right. Hey,
So Jermaine is at the lobby bar on the adult side of the property.
and I'm going to turn it over to my special friend, and he's going to prepare a great drink for us.
Awesome. What is this called?
Today, we're going to prepare a special cocktail we call apricot. It's really refreshing. It's made with some fresh fruit. We put a little bit of sugar cane, a little bit of bitter, It's made with 50 ml of Veterano brandy, Grand Marnier like liqueur. It tastes like orange. Orange juice, fresh orange juice. And we fulfill with ice. Remove a little bit. And gonna complete with champagne.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
And we're gonna make the decoration like a special orange cake.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, I'll be over in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, KHM.
Yes,
Cheers. All right, you guys, before I let you go, we actually have a question from one of our agents for Carlos. What sort of accessible rooms are available on property for those with mobility?
Oh, we have in the ground floor, we have some prepared for special persons. So
Mhm.
yes, we do have in the ground floor, we have some rooms who are ready for that.
With roll-in showers and things
Exactly.
like that? Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
And
Timothy,
with the grab handles.
okay,
yes.
great.
Yeah, even in the public restrooms, you're gonna find the handle in different places because it's part of our license in this country. You need those in the different public areas.
Is it real? So that's interesting because we have had a lot of discussions about how our clients with mobility issues or special mobility needs
And we
might
have
struggle
ramps,
more.
we have ramps
Yes.
all over.
Yes, I have noticed this is a very
Uh-huh.
even-keeled property. There's not
Yeah,
a lot of
even
up
to
and
go
down
to
with
the
steps.
beach, you will see wooden walkways who are built expressly for wheelchairs, so you can access directly to the bar or
Mhm.
other areas of the beach. And we have special umbrellas on the beach who are for our special needs.
That's awesome. And that's part of licensing here in the Dominican.
Yes, yes.
So-
Plus Hilton as Hilton
Okay.
franchise name brand, you need
to have that.
to have that. Yes.
Ah, that's awesome. Timothy, I hope that answered your question really, really well. I think that's amazing. So you guys, thank you so much for being here today and for taking the time to come to us live. We've had a great show. Thank you to all of our guests for joining us and to our gracious hosts, Hilton La Romana this week. We're sad to be leaving tomorrow. As a reminder, these shows can be found on YouTube starting tomorrow afternoon. And our show sponsored this week, thank you so much, Apple Leisure Group, and all of our segment sponsors. Next week, we're talking Europe, you guys. It's starting to open up. We've got Europe Express here and so many more fun segments. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. Yay!